February is American Heart Month, a nationwide observance that spotlights cardiovascular disease and the need for more lifesavers. According to a recent report of U.S. and global data from the American Heart Association, the number of heart disease and stroke deaths has declined, but heart disease and stroke still kill more people in the U.S. each year than any other cause. What's even more alarming is the increasing rate at which young people under the age of 40 are suffering heart attacks. 1 in 5 heart attacks are in people under the age of 40, even some in their 20s and 30s. We welcome now Dr. James Grant, Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, to First at 4 Focus. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Grant.
Don, thanks for having me during Heart Healthy Month.
Yes, wishing everyone a healthy heart. Tell us, what has the medical community identified as some of the contributors to heart disease, not just in young people, but in all people?
Well, Don, we know we're two different things we're talking about. One is we're talking about, the increased incidence in young people, those under 40. We've known about heart disease for many years, but we know what contributes to it. What are the things that, we call it high blood pressure or hypertension. Often you hear of that called as the silent killer. Obesity leads to heart disease. Diabetes leads to heart disease. These are all really important things. And actually, one of the most important things you need to take a look at is your genetics. Mother, father, brother, sister, grandparents. If they have heart disease, there's a chance you may be at a higher risk for it too. And exercise. We know exercise, stress, exercise you need, stress you don't need, and what you have to eliminate is any kind of smoking.
Yeah, and Dr. Grant, what about, you mentioned heredity there, so people need to check their genetics. What about the use of some of these high caffeine energy drinks? Does that play a role at all, or is that like a myth?
It's not a myth. It does play some kind of role. What it does is it stresses the heart. You take it, you hear about people, they'll take it, they'll take a drink. There's all sorts of chemicals in there that can raise your heart rate, that can give you sort of a heart arrhythmia, which is, when your heart's not beating regularly. So you have to be very, very careful when you're taking like some of these high energy drinks, because of some of the chemicals that are in them and some of the vitamins that are in them. They have a sort of unusual reaction with your heart.
And we understand that heart disease cannot be cured, but it can be managed. What is the best way to prevent heart disease, especially in this group where it's rising, those under the age of 40?
Well, Don, you're very right. We can't cure heart disease, but we can work with it. So what do you want to do? The easiest thing to do is avoid getting it. Now, some things are out of your control, like the genetics, but there are a lot of things that are in your control. What's in your control? Do not smoke. Minimize your stress. Try to get an ample amount of exercise in every week. And we're talking anything from moderate exercise to aggressive, vigorous exercise. Watch your weight. Watch what you're eating. Watch your cholesterol. Watch your blood pressure. Watch your blood sugar. And what's the best way to watch this? Make sure you have appropriate visits with your primary care physician.
And what are some early signs that you may be suffering from heart disease? Is it high cholesterol or high hypertension, blood pressure? Are they early signs that you're suffering from heart disease, or do they just lead to heart disease?
Well, all those things lead to heart disease, Don, but we have to remember those are signs. Those are things that contribute to heart disease. But what are symptoms? Symptoms are when you used to be able to walk 30 street blocks and now you can walk 20. Or you used to walk 20, now you can walk 10. Those are things. Unusual chest pain. There's something sort of a twinge that may come back and forth. You always hear about the crushing chest pain, the elephant sitting on the chest, but there's also more, subtle symptoms. Things that get you winded, fatigue. All of a sudden you find you got to go to bed earlier. These are all things that are sort of early, very subtle symptoms that something might just not be right with your heart.
Dr. James Grant, Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. We sure appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you for joining us as we focus on a healthy heart in the month of February. Thanks so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.